Hello students, today we will study about chemical properties of metals and non-metals. In the last video we have studied about physical properties of metals and non-metals. First of all, the first one is reaction with oxygen. When metals react with oxygen, they form basic oxides. And when non-metal react with oxygen, they form acidic oxides. First we will discuss about reaction with of oxygen with metals. So you may have seen rusting of iron around you. Iron, when it is left in open in moist condition, that start to rust, a brownish layer is deposited over that. So that is called rusting, and whatever is formed, that is rust. Iron react with oxygen in presence of moisture and form iron oxide, that is Fe2O3 dot XS2O. Dot XS2O means it is variable, water is variable. In some book you may have seen this much only, Fe2O3 only. So in that it is shown that oxygen is not, the water is not there. So that is hydrated rust. In class 7th, you may have seen in lab burning of magnesium ribbon. When magnesium ribbon burns, that react with oxygen and form magnesium oxide. So first we will discuss about this rusting. To test the nature of the rusting, means rust, we will take a spoonful of rust and in a small amount of water, we will dissolve it. We will put it into a small amount of water. So first it will start to float, but after crushing, if you will put it into the water, so after checking, that will mix in that will not dissolve in that properly, but it will a little mix in that. And after checking, well, you will, if you will test the nature of the rust, means the nature of the rust, we will test by the help of litmus paper. So you will see that it is changing red litmus paper into blue. If it is changing red litmus paper into blue, it means that is base, because the property of base is that the bases change blue, red litmus paper into blue. So rust is basic in nature and it is a oxide of iron, it is a metal. Next one is magnesium, that is also a metal. When it burns in presence of, when it burns, means it react with oxygen and that form magnesium oxide. To test the nature of magnesium oxide, whatever magnesium oxide, after burning the magnesium strip, whatever ash, means residue we get, that we dissolve in a test tube and in water. We mix it in water, and when it mix into the water, it forms magnesium hydroxide. It forms magnesium hydroxide. That forms magnesium hydroxide, means magnesium plus H2O gives magnesium hydroxide, MgOH whole twice. And if you will test this solution, whatever solution you will get after dissolving magnesium oxide into water, so that will be magnesium hydroxide. And if you will test it again with litmus paper, so that will turn red litmus paper into blue. And if you will dip blue litmus paper in that, there will be no change, because bases do not change the color of blue litmus paper and they change the color of red litmus paper into blue. So it shows that from these two activities, we see that the metals, when react with oxygen, they form basic oxides. Reactivity of metals is different, that varies. Some of the metals react fast, some of the metals react slow. So that depends on the reactivity of that. Reaction with non-metals of oxygen. some of the metals here also, some of the non-metals here also react very fast, as phosphorus react with oxygen at room temperature in combustion, that is spontaneous combustion. So, and sulfur, when you will take a small amount of sulfur in a deflagrating spoon, deflagrating spoon is something like this. So, you will put some sulfur in that and you will heat it. When you will heat it, after some time it will start to burn, and when it start to burn, then you will put it in the flask, a gas jar, that is called gas jar. In the gas jar you will put it into the gas jar and you will cover it with the lid. Just after that you will cover it with the lid, and inside that after some time the burning will stop, and whatever gas will be formed, it will be trapped in that. So, then you will take it out, deflagrating spoon, you will take it out and you will add a small amount of water in that. When you will, after adding a small amount of water in that, again just after that you will cover it with the lid and then you will shake it. After shaking it, whatever gas will be there in the gas jar, that will mix in the water, and the nature of water if you will test with the litmus paper, because when you will when gas will mix into the water, the gas is what? That is sulfur dioxide. When sulfur react with oxygen, means when sulfur burns, that react with oxygen and that forms sulfur dioxide, and when sulfur dioxide react with water, that form sulfurous acid, that form sulfurous acid. So, this sulfurous acid, when you will test with litmus paper, it is already I have said that it is acid. So, then it will give the test of acids, and it will turn blue litmus paper into red. The property of acid is that they change the color of blue litmus paper into red, and when you will dip red litmus paper into it, there will be no change, because acid do not change the color of red litmus paper. So, oxides, whatever non-metallic oxides are formed by the reaction with oxygen, they are acidic in nature. By these activities, it is clear that whatever oxides of metal are there, they are basic in nature, and whatever non-metallic oxides which are formed with the reaction of oxygen, they are acidic in nature. Now, reaction with water. So, when metals react with water, they form oxides or hydroxides, and hydrogen gas is also evolved generally. Here also reactivity of different metal is at different rate. Some react at room temperature vigorously, some react like sodium react with water vigorously, it produce heat and start to burn in the water. When it is put in water, then it produce heat and start to burn. And some of the metals react slow, they need to be heated. Some of them react with water vapor in hot condition, and some do not react also even on heating. So, reactivity of metals is when metals react with water, they form oxides and hydroxide. As sodium, when react with water, then it forms sodium hydroxide and hydrogen gas is released. So, sodium, it is a highly reactive metal, that is why it is kept in kerosene oil. It is kept in kerosene oil as it react vigorously with water and oxygen present in air. That is why it is put in the kerosene oil, because it do not react with kerosene oil, and whatever layer is formed over the when it is taken out also, with the layer of kerosene is there over that, so that do not come in contact of air and moisture, so it do not react, it do not cause burning. Potassium also, it is also very reactive, that is also kept in kerosene. So this is the reason sodium and potassium are kept in the kerosene. If it is asked why sodium and potassium are kept in the kerosene, so answer is they are very reactive. They react with oxygen and moisture vigorously, and they cause burning, means they can cause fire also. So they are kept in kerosene oil to protect, to prevent them from coming in contact of moisture and air, and they do not react with kerosene. That's why it is safe to store the sodium and potassium in the kerosene oil. So metals, when react, they form oxides or hydroxides, and hydrogen gas is released. Non-metals generally do not react with water. Non-metals, whatever are there, they do not react with water, but they may react with other substances like phosphorus. Phosphorus is highly reactive with oxygen when it at room temperature, as I told you that phosphorus when it means at room temperature, when it is exposed to the air, that start to burn without applying any heat from outside. So that is called spontaneous combustion. So it is kept in water because it do not react with water, and in water it do not come in contact of atmospheric air. So it is safe to keep phosphorus into the water. Next is reaction with acids. Metals, when react with dilute acids, they form salt and hydrogen gas is released, and this hydrogen gas burns with pop sound. Means when you will put any metal like sodium or zinc also in lab, whatever is shown, that is with the help of zinc, because sodium react vigorously. So it is not used. Generally zinc is used because zinc react at moderate level, means that neither very fast neither very slow. So in lab it is shown with the help of zinc. And sodium, when react with hydrochloric acid, that forms sodium chloride, and hydrogen gas is released. Sodium chloride is a salt. Sodium chloride, if it will react with potassium, that will form potassium chloride. So like this they make metallic salt, and hydrogen gas is released, and hydrogen gas burns with pop sound. When at the mouth of the test tube burning matchstick is bring, that burns with pop sound. So it is the property of hydrogen gas that it burns with pop sound. Questions are also asked that gas during a chemical reaction, a gas is released, and on burning matchstick it burns with pop sound. Which gas is that? So the answer will be hydrogen gas. So hydrogen gas burns with pop sound. Some of the metals do not react with dilute acids, like copper does not react with dilute hydrochloric acid even on heating also, but react with dilute sulfuric acid. It react with dilute sulfuric acid, that is because sulfuric acid is an oxidizing agent that oxidize the copper into copper oxide. Then again copper oxide react with whatever sulfuric acid is there, because copper oxide, that is metallic oxide, that is the what? That will be basic, and sulfuric acid is there. So sulfuric acid will react with base, means there will be neutralization reaction. So this is how reaction take place with the sulfuric acid, means copper and sulfuric acid react, but hydrochloric acid do not react, that is because it is not an oxidizing agent, and copper is least reactive than hydrogen, that is why it is not able to displace it. So copper does not react with dilute hydrochloric acid, but it react with sulfuric acid. Non-metals, if we talk about non-metals, so non-metals generally do not react with with acids. That's why whatever eatables like pickles, chutney, etc. are there, means whatever food items have some acids, they are not kept in the metallic container, they are kept in the non-metallic container like glass jar or plastic containers, but they are not kept in the aluminum container or iron container or copper container. They are not kept because whatever acid is present in, because whatever eatables are there like pickles etc., means citrus fruits etc., they have some weak acids, citric acid, acetic acid, malic acid. So any, as malic acid is found in apple, citric acid is found in the citrus fruits like lemon, acetic acid is found in vinegar. So acetic acid is used in pickles also. So that acid may react with the metals and they may form some harmful substance, they may form some toxic substance, and that will spoil the pickle also. That is why pickles are not stored in the metal containers or aluminum containers, means whatever metal container will be there. So that they are not kept in the metallic container, that is because they can react, whatever acid is present in the pickles etc., that can react with metals and that can form poisonous substance, and that will spoil the pickles, and if it is consumed then that may cause food poisoning. So that is why these are not kept in the metallic containers, they are kept in the non-metallic containers. Now the next one is reaction with base. Fourth one, reaction with bases. As metals react with acids, they form metallic salts and they hydrogen gas is released. So when the metals react with bases, they also produce hydrogen gas, and again means when the hydrogen gas come in contact of burning matchstick, that burns with pop sound. In the solution of sodium hydroxide, if aluminum peel is aluminum peel aluminum part, any small part is kept in the sodium hydroxide, that react with sodium hydroxide and that produce hydrogen gas, and if it is tested with the burning matchstick, that burns with pop sound. So metals react with bases and again they produce hydrogen gas, and non-metals, the reaction of non-metals with the bases is complex, that is why it is not given in your portion, you will study in the higher classes. So this was about the chemical properties of metals and non-metals, means how they react with oxygen, how they react with water, how they react with acids and how they react with bases. So on the basis of this we can distinguish metals and non-metals, as when metals react with oxygen, the metals form basic oxide and non-metals form acetic oxide. When metals react with water, they form oxides or hydroxides and hydrogen gas is released. Non-metals generally do not react with water. Reaction with acids, when metals react with acids, they form metallic salt and hydrogen gas is released, and non-metals generally do not react with acids. Reaction with bases, so when metals react with bases, they form again produce hydrogen gas, and reaction of non-metals with bases is complex. So this is how you can differentiate between metals and non-metals on the basis of chemical properties. So this much in this video. In the next video we will discuss about displacement reaction and uses of metals and non-metals. Till then, thank you.